If you're new to the channel, I am Garabadunagi. I create Christian lifestyle, Christian educational and academia related video. So if that's something you're interested in, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so that you can be notified every single time I post. So if you are not new, from last vlog I decided to do a couple of days in my life. So far what had happened is that, as you saw probably the first few minutes of the video, I went to class. I'm back from my psych class, changed, and I'm about to make bagels because when I got home it was like I think 11:30 and I was like, I cannot eat lunch because I was hungry. And the reason is that I used up all my energy that I ate, all my energy that I required from eating breakfast. So I was like, I need to do something to preoccupy my mind to not eat. But I already like ate like a packet of like Simbas, so that's something. And right now I'm about to make bagels that I'm going to eat for a couple of days to come for breakfast. So I forgot to update you guys that I bought this hand mixer. Is it called a hand mixer, right? Yes, a hand mixer. So I am going to unbox it in front of the camera so that you guys can see. I'm excited. It's been a long time actually since I've been like, oh, I want a hand mixer, blah blah blah. But then it was on sale. I think it was like 200 rand, and I was like, I am not leaving that behind. So let's unbox. I don't know about you, but I'm a type of person that actually reads instructions, so I'm about to do that and then assemble everything together and then make bagels. Told you guys this before, but I am about to start reading this anthropology papers, risk anthropology papers and stuff like that, engage with them, so that tomorrow we can have a discussion about it. Usually classes, usually discussions about the information we're supposed to read and stuff like that. Both papers are like 20 something pages, like this one is like 29 pages, and I know like 29 pages, it sounds so little, but take into consideration that I have to read it, understand, comprehend, retain the information, use active recall and note take and all those things. Like, it takes me a long time to do that, but I will try to make sure that I read and do all those things before tomorrow's class, because yeah. And I think after class I will like talk more about it, talk more about everything, because I feel like after reading this I'll be so exhausted to even have the time to discuss what I read, stuff like that. But there, so I am going to taste my breakfast for today. Home, it is like 5 o'clock and I got home like a couple of minutes ago and I am starving, and that's beside the point. So what happened is that class was at 2:30 and it finished at, I think, at 4 o'clock. I think it finished at like 4 o'clock, and I stayed like 30 minutes after that so that I can discuss with my lecturer issues that I had about the paper that we basically wrote about. And the thing is that let me just explain a little bit why I had questions. Like, I think I wrote good and I think I wrote what she requires of us, but my problem is that I think I wrote good and I think I wrote like whatever is required of us, but does she think that? Like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like I don't want that disconnect happening. And even if it happens that I did not write according to what she sees as the standard of good writing, I do not, I wouldn't mind, because I really love criticism. I feel like a lecturer that just provides a lot of criticism and doesn't just award marks or anything like that, it just helps me grow and become a great writer and a great student and a future great academic person, a person in academia and stuff like that. Because yeah, I love criticism. I love criticism. And so I just feel like I do not want to take a longer time in developing my skill for academic writing. Does that make sense? But I feel like I wrote good. Honestly, I wrote like how to write a freaking great I don't want to talk long. I wrote good, like how to freaking write a great academic paper, like argument, proving that argument, supporting that argument or claim, whatever you want to call it, using sources and blah blah blah, you know, all those things. But so yesterday I told you guys that I'm going to discuss today what I read yesterday. Let me go through the pages with you guys. It's called The Bonnie Mystique. I love it. The author, perfect. Like, this is a prodigy. This is the real OG. But it is by the author Ferguson's. I forgot his name. John Ferguson's. And it's basically discussing about the livestock in rural area in Lesotho and everything about that. This is not something you're interested in, you can skip this part. But it's basically a piece on urban anthropology. So basically I read like almost all of it and just skipped and just like was left with like a couple of pages. Just taking, it was written in 1985 and just taking into consideration the fact that when it was actually written. And I love how it was so easy to read and understand compared to the previous papers that we've been reading, where it like took me hours and hours to literally understand and had to look at the dictionary to understand certain words. This one was quite amazing because the English, it was very, although our lecturer was like critiquing like some things, like for example she was like, oh, in conclusion it was using past tense blah 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 and using the words informative, and like just taking into consideration that hey, in this modern language we don't use words like that. And I love that, and I love how the author literally, like in the whole paper, I think he mentioned it in conclusion that he literally just questions not really question, but rather he's like, my writing is so, he's giving the vibe of like, my writing is so good, and like that's my writing is so good that it might change literally the trajectory of anthropological world in that way. And I feel like that's what constitutes a good writing, where like your writing is so good that you're literally like, oh my goodness, this can change the whole whatever. And yeah, what I'm about to do is spend time with God, because it's been, I feel like, a couple of days without reading the word, and not devotions, because I feel like we substitute devotions for the word. So it's been like a while without reading the word and spending time with him. Like I know I've been like praying and blah blah blah, but then today I want to dedicate time for him. Although I have like a lot of work, but I feel like I will always have a lot of work. It's all about prioritizing something in certain days. So yeah. So I am done with reading scripture. It is like 18:36. Wow, okay. Because I think the last time I checked it was like 17:15. Y'all, time is crazy. I literally have to forget. There has to be a study that is covered by how time is going fast as we grow older. Actually there is, but that's beside the point. So I was reading Exodus 16, which was about the Lord providing manna, which manna means the bread from heaven. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before of like how I read the Bible, but I think I'm gonna make a video about it specifically, just like how to study the Bible effectively, because I feel like this method of studying scripture, it is so amazing. Because in like I think 1 hour and whatever minutes, I read only like how many verses, like 8 verses, and but then 8 verses I broke them down into like simpler means of like understanding and like digesting and like meditating on it and understanding the depth and everything like that. But I will make a video about it. So what I had experienced, I'm just reading the whole book of Exodus and just understanding the Israelites, because the Lord in the beginning of the year like told me to like study more about it so that you can understand and all those things. And so what I'm understanding so right now is that like it's so freaking crazy how like we, like as people, like me included, like we are like the Israelites so much, like literally like chapters before like this chapter, like God parted the Red Sea for them, literally did this miracle that defied literally all the laws of science. But then I'm seeing this like pattern of like them facing a little minor inconvenience and then like forgetting the big miracle that God literally just performed, like complaining. Like for example in this chapter they're complaining because they're hungry, that oh my goodness, we're gonna starve of hunger, like oh my goodness this or that. They're not even starving yet, they're just hungry. They're like oh my goodness, there's no food. But like just looking at the amplified version, it explaining that hey, nomadic lifestyle of like living in the desert is like so difficult compared to like the life in Egypt, because even though there were slaves in Egypt, like their food and everything was like guaranteed. Now they have to know how to hunt, how to protect themselves and all those things. But still that is why I understand, like just knowing the bigger picture, looking at it from a bigger perspective, that it needed to happen. They needed to be that long in the wilderness, because their mindset, like every minor inconvenience, they're complaining to Moses and Aaron that hey, we are hungry, oh my god. And God is so faithful, and it's crazy, because like for like right now this manna, bread from heaven, they're like they are hungry, they're gonna starve. Then God is like telling them hey, bread is going to fall from heaven, y'all just at this 6th day you have to go and take the bread twice as much so that Sunday you won't like have to work or anything like that. And it's like God is literally defining all the laws of everything, and he's faithful and he's gracious and he's merciful, and these people, and I'm like, we are the Israelites. When we face a minor inconvenience in our life, we're like, oh my goodness, God doesn't let me know more, forgetting the big miracle he literally just performed, him literally like But anyways, that is what the Lord and the Holy Spirit has been like ministering to me with reading this. And I'm about to eat because I'm not that hungry though, because I ate something because I ate like leftover from my lunch at my lunch. So right now I'm literally about to eat and watch The Big Bang Theory. I'm starting to watch that show because my live show Grey's Anatomy is done. I'm done with like all the... No, I'm not done. I just stopped watching it at like literally the last season out of 18 seasons, you know. So I don't know if I've noticed this before, but I don't know what I wanted to say. But anyways, I'm about to watch Netflix and eat this. Ooh. Then after eating, probably I am going to finish reading the second paper. Start reading the second paper and just everything before going to bed. And yeah. This is day 3 of the vlog and I'm not done yet. I'm trying to show you guys my outfit, if it's okay and stuff, because I have been changing for the past like 20 minutes or something. One bagel with jam for the past 2 hours or something. It's crazy, but basically for today I am going to go to the mall and just like buy some few clothing and stuff. And the reason why I'm going on a Thursday and not on a Saturday is because usually weekends are for me to do content creation, like in terms of like editing, doing the thumbnail, blah blah blah, all those things, and just like taking footage, little lost footages and stuff like that, or anything that is required. So if you're a YouTuber content creator, you know that it takes time, and usually like during the week I focus more on books and stuff like that, and usually there's time for me to shoot and do some errands. I don't know how though. What I had planned is that around like 9 o'clock I was gonna leave and come back at 1 o'clock so that I can continue doing schoolwork, because at night I have something to submit and I haven't started with it. But I feel like the reason why I'm so relaxed about it is because even last week, like I think we have to submit like the day off, so I know it doesn't require a lot of work and stuff like that. So but I think right now, I don't know what time is it right now, I think it's like 12, but I'm gonna leave like at 12:30 or whatever time it is, like as soon as possible, and just come back 3 hours later. I'm literally giving myself 3 hours to do everything that I need to do and come back and do schoolwork, because whew, your girl, I am tired. It's kind of hot. But let me just show you my fit. I don't know if you guys can see it properly but I'm almost done though. I have to do final touches and then let's go. Yo, I just had an assignment scare. Like, what if this other assignment of mine is like due today, and I just checked it's not. It is due on Sunday, so oh my gosh, I don't know if that happens to you. Last time I talked to you guys, I said it was 12 o'clock. It wasn't until 12 o'clock. It was 11:44. So I think right now it is 12 o'clock, and I'm done. Aren't I cute? But I'm about to leave now. I just got home, and like I said that the goal was to leave for like literally 3 hours. Right now it is 15:43 and I left around 12 o'clock, so it's not, I didn't deviate as much from my clock. And like, let me just tell you guys, I'm sorry that I couldn't like get enough footage of me like shopping and stuff. It's just like at some stores there were a lot of people, and I'm shocked because it's a Thursday and it was like at 12 o'clock, so I was just wondering. But and also I was just like forgetting to shoot because I was such like bummed out because there wasn't a lot of variety of clothing that I like. If you don't know, I like and like the type of clothing I like is like white or beige, or just like this color, or anything like that is like on the neutral side and that is not like out there. I don't like crazy patterns. I don't know, you get. So there wasn't that much variety, and specifically I wanted this type of shirt and I didn't get it, so I went like into all the shops like Woolworths, Trulots, Fashion, Mr. Price, like every shop you can think of. So that's what's up. And I wanted to go to Mike and Bean and like eat something, but then I decided to just buy a couple of things that are gonna last me for like a couple of days or even a week or anything like that. But I think I'm not gonna show you guys what I bought because it's quite a lot, but it's in the variety of like biscuits and rusks and snack and milk and blueberries, and I think what else, and other couple of things. So that is what's up right now. I'm about to eat, and for today dinner I don't know what I'm going to eat. I think I'm just going to eat biscuits for dinner. I know how bad that is, but that is what I have right now. Tomorrow and Friday, tomorrow, which is Friday, and Saturday I think I'm going to make myself pie. It's just tomorrow I have to like get out of the house and go buy mincemeat for the filling and stuff like that. But I don't like to speak a lot, y'all, but I'm tired, but I have to do schoolwork, so let me just eat. And I forgot to mention, out of everything that I bought I'm not that excited about, and I'm so sad that I didn't get this other book that I wanted to buy. Like, oh my goodness, my book and everything. But like the one thing that I'm so hyped up about buying is this. I'm going to open it right now. You just listen to music and everything. And these fit me so well and they sound so good. And I bought this. They call it a mince pastry, but it is literally shaped like a samosa. But I have been craving this for the longest. Not finish my food. I can't finish my food. I really cannot finish my food, and it is 10 o'clock and I have a class at 11 o'clock and I run I've already bathed. I want to wear clothes and try to just eat another bagel. And what else did I want to say? I wanted to mention that I've been watching this channel, Better Together. Oh, I love these women. They're just speaking about God and different topics every week, so check them out. I did not shoot coming back because y'all basically know the drill and the route and everything, but I went to the bookstore to basically take my package. I ordered this book and I'm about to open it and stuff like that. Let's just open this. I'm sorry that I couldn't shoot a lot of footage for the previous day and everything, but we've reached the end of the channel. Please hit that subscribe button so that you can join the K family and help me reach 200 subscribers, because we finally reached 100 subscribers and I'm excited about that. And hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every single time I post, and be ready for the next video because it's going to be amazing. And bye.